Well, you find us today at the Everything Electric Show, XL down in London. I'm Dave, this is Dave Takes It On. So we're here, EQS 450 and a plus. I don't know what the plus is, but it's something. Up on the screen, you'll see all the technical specs. So we'll go through the battery size, the performance, the range, the weight, everything that you want to know. But that will all be there for you. I'm not going to just reel off a load of figures. It doesn't mean a lot to you. Premium car, obviously premium price. Right, we go from the sublime sometimes to the ridiculous, and this is a Mercedes EQS. What a cracking car. I've not seen a screen like this before. This is stunning. I'm not sure how useful it is, it's stunning. But as always, we got a number of tasks to do. So the first of those was to try and adjust the seat. And my logic failed me because in virtually every other car, the controller is down by the side of the seat or at the front. And on this one, I failed. And I have to say, I had to ask someone. And then once they told me, it's so glaringly obvious. Pictures there, seat and controller. It's much better than forcing your hand down the side, but it is unique. I've not seen that in other cars, so it caught me out, but it makes a lot more sense. So first stage, we need to, oh, it's beautiful and smooth. We need to get this into position where I am comfortable. I keep saying I'm 6'3" and my height is, a lot of it is in the legs, not in the body. So I do need the seat fairly well back. That's about the position I'm in. What else does this do? Can we, oh, there we go. Oh, well, no, that was interesting. I think I'm going to have to read the instruction book on this one. It's doing an awful lot. So the controls, but one of the things I do say, whatever control system you have, for most people, they have one primary driver in the family. So it might be a husband or a wife who always does the driving. And once you've set up the car, you never need to touch it again. If someone else gets in, it's nice to have a store facility, a profile where you can just press a button. It'll go back to whatever you want. And most of these cars have that. So where I am at the moment, let's just put it slightly back. That's my ideal position. It's a good driving position. Headrest is beautifully cushioned. So many of them are really hard. So initial impression, it's nice. Very, very restricted on headroom. When I'm over under the sunroof, plenty, but here my head is almost touching. So that would be possibly that one. No, that's that one. Let's try that one. Oh no, that looks like the heater. We don't want the heater on today. Oh. Okay, so we have control. So once we've set it up, that's my driving position. And this one, if I was doing a long drive, absolutely no trouble. This is so comfortable. The armrests are particularly well placed for me. Now, again, different height drivers, but for me, that is a lovely position to be in. You could drive for long distances. Looking at the controls once again, noticing just this year, they're doing away with all the switches, the knobs, the dials, the button and everything. They've all gone. That was a throwback to when people first got in these and go, oh my goodness, I've been using knobs and dials for 30 years. I'd like them back again. No, you don't. You don't want them back again. You want to move on. It's a bit like having an old keyboard and mouse with a computer and then going to a tablet and saying, I want my keyboard and mouse back. No, you don't. You can run perfectly well. So that's what we got here. Fantastic display. It's detecting my gestures. So fantastic display. We got 3 distinct areas. We got the driver bit in front. And I need to try and... Oh, there we go. The steering wheel was just covering the dials, so that's a nice position for me now. So I've got information I need in front of me. That one shows the range, and that's quite an interesting dial. It would normally on another car be a rev counter, and on this one it's just showing you the live range. Instant, you can look at it. On the Tesla iDrive, it's on the main display and it's a little figure down the bottom. It's interesting. Also, okay, this is a dual gauge. Around the outside, we've got the speed, and around the inside we've got the power. So it shows you your battery. So that really is everything you need to know whether your car's right for the journey that you're doing. So you can see the range, you can see the percentage of the battery and everything else. And when you go into driving mode, that one will switch into the speedo. What that one does, I would imagine that's probably going to stay the same. But once again, I would imagine you can probably customize this so it does what you want. Lovely idea. I do love the idea of those showing the battery power as a really nice bold image and showing the range so you can see where you're going, and should in theory get rid of a lot of range anxiety because you're not having to look at batteries and work out percentages. That just shows, it says here at the moment you've got 267 miles of range. I'm assuming we're on 100%, and it's showing a maximum of 293. Range in an EV is very much down to where you're driving and your driving style. So if you're doing all your driving in a city, these are superbly efficient. When you're doing 70 or 80 mile an hour on a motorway, they become less efficient because you've got a huge amount of drag. And no matter how sleek they make them, it uses extra power to do it. So if you're on the motorway a lot, you'll get a lower range. If you are driving around town, you'll generally get a higher range. But this gives you an idea of what it is. I was showing the battery percentage is 74%. That's a really interesting figure now because 74%, 3/4, giving you 267 miles range. So if we divide that by 3, which is roughly 90, add that on, 350 mile range on 100% battery. These are great cars. Part 2 of the test is always, once I have set my seat and driving exactly the way I want it, then we worry about everyone else. Can they get in the car? So at this stage, what we need to have a look at is, oh my goodness, that is quite staggering for legroom. And it just shocked me to look at straight away. So many cars, even costing about the same money as this, have so little space in it. Now, I know it's a saloon, so it's a lower headroom, but that helps with the efficiency and the range. But that is absolutely amazing. It is a testimony to Mercedes-Benz. So let's have a look. Can I get in? Well, I think it's fairly obvious. Not only can I get in, we're looking at very comfortable. Now, once again, my head is the concern. This saloon, this is why a lot of people have gone to SUVs now. They've got a higher roof line, but it does affect the range and the efficiency. This one, luckily I have the longer legs and the shorter body, so that means this one, my head is not touching the roof, but my hair is. Yeah. No comments on that one, please. But this is a comfortable position. My feet slot under the chair in front as well. But this is absolutely fabulous. There is massive amount of room. And on the passenger side, wherever the seat is, there's probably even more room. It's lovely, yeah. For me, this would be probably just a touch on the low side for the roof. I'm not sure if that would bother me so much. I don't sit in the back in my car. I don't think I have sat in the back in my car, but in the front it wasn't an issue because I can drop the seat squab down. So yeah, you can understand now why Mercedes are one of the premium brands. The finish and the quality, absolutely superb. The headrest is something really noticeable. It's a lovely soft fluffy cushion. You never get that, they're usually quite hard. But the seats are comfortable. Let's see if we got a... No, there's no obvious way of getting the seat down. We've got the ISOFIX points on 2 seats as always. There's controls here. Once again, they're electronic controls, not buttons and knobs and sliders. It's really nice to see because personal computers have moved on into tablets and smartphones. Cars, for some reason, people were hanging on to the old, oh no, I need buttons and knobs and sliders and dials, and you don't. This is absolutely ideal. Takes a little bit getting used to, a bit like the first time you use a tablet, but give it 5 minutes, away you go. And we come on to the boot, and with all of these, it's how do you open it from the outside? Now, I know inside there'll be a push button that will open it, and I know on the key fob, most will have a button you can open, and also on the app, there'll be a button you can open. But when you're staggering back from a shopping trip, you don't want to be fiddling about with that. And there was no sign of a button, that's a badge. And then Look at that. Mechanical switch. It's a mechanical contact switch, and that will obviously go up. Lovely cover on there. So my acid test, when I'm standing here, can I actually? No, I can't. That is a lovely depth boot. On so many cars, you get that, but it's at the expense of rear legroom. This is one where you have massive rear legroom and a very long boot. It is relatively shallow. Many cars I can get my elbow from the bottom. So this is quite a shallow boot, but very wide, very long. Certainly no complaints there. And push button again for operating it. Not much more I can say. It passes one test, the length. It's the longest one I've found so far. Not quite the deepest though. Well, that's my thoughts on the car, in and out. This is an exceptional car. There's a massive thanks here goes to EVision. We're on the stand at the moment. EVision is an electric car hire company. They only hire out electric cars. And obviously from this one, the quality electric cars at that. So thanks very much EVision for letting me look and sit around and do everything with this car. Well, that was the car. This is the crew. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Another Dave. Yes. Are you Dave or David?
Either.
You're right. I'm a definite Dave. Thanks very much. We've been all over your car. We've taken up a lot of your time. We'll put a link down to your website. You got a website, I assume?
Do, yeah.
Put a link down to that down in the comments section below. So thank you, ladies. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much.